Well, taking one game off potentially one of the best teams in North America is pretty good. Let's see if they can make it two and really get themselves talked about some more. Trifecta with the first pick option here. We were talking earlier on that we think second pick might be, or you personally think second pick might be a little bit stronger. And the Osiris bans once more.
Again, that first pick position has just kind of a throwaway ban. Like, yeah, this god's good enough, but we don't want to ban all of the great stuff so that we at least have some left over. Forces gatekeepers to ban RTO. You don't want to be banning gods like RTO in first pick because you want it.
I'm excited about next week as well because the patch comes out, which means these bans might shake up a little bit more once again.
A little bit. Ganesha ban, I like that choice because, look, PainDeViande has been picking that so often that you may as well see if he can play something else on a comfortable level.
Well, funny enough, PainDeViande, the one thing that everyone always used to say about him is he didn't have a massive god pool, or like his god pool, he could play different gods, but he didn't look as strong as some and others.
Exactly.
And so he's always been focused around sometimes when you've gone against the likes of PainDeViande's teams.
And look, you don't want to first pick Ganesha as Trifecta either. You know, you don't want to just lock yourself into that because then you're losing some potency for your draft. This is the right call. Ban it away. Force gatekeepers to go to something less comfortable, because if their leader is less comfortable, if their shot caller is less comfortable, maybe Pain has to take an extra second to think about what he wants to do instead of just doing it as he's comfortable on the Ganesha. That means that the entirety of SPL gatekeepers are going to be a little bit slower.
My opinion, I think MandoWarrior had the best performance there. He probably went under the radar a lot of it, but I think that Erlang Shen was really good. So seeing Trifecta take it away from him is not a real surprise to me.
No, Nemesis for Grave, very comfortable on this god. I like them going back to the Soul as well, where Akillathehun looked phenomenal. But this leaves a couple really strong picks open for Trifecta. Terra's open, Robin's open. Not sure if that is exactly what I wanted to see. I think Camazotz might have been a better choice for Cynosure. It's one of his better gods. He's very comfortable on it, and it doesn't give Nemesis an extra warrior to shred through. But Erlang, Shen, Robin, Terra is a pretty scary front line that gatekeepers have to deal with.
Definitely, but one of them can definitely get shredded by Nemesis, across the way. So we'll see how this works out. Gatekeeper's going to default to potentially Athena for PainDeViande here. Not real surprise.
No real surprise. But in the 3v3 core, you look at it, Soul, Nemesis, Athena. What are you getting off Athenaton unless you have Nemesis ult? If you don't have Nemesis ult, that's really not a lot of burst.
I mean, Stellar Burst, that's about it, isn't it?
But that's not your even Whirlpool. Like Whirlpool, Crush, those are the things that I want off Athenaton. It sets up for more, it does a big burst of damage or locks them down for big bursts of damage. Stellar Burst is like, ouch. But okay, I can still live after hitting this ability.
Gatekeepers respecting Hurriwind quite heavily there. Raw and the Thoth banned out.
Yeah.
I think Raw, not just because of the snipes, but the sustain for that front line could really make an impact, as well as having a terror already.
Plus, there's just so much setup on the side of Trifecta for something like Raw that can do that damage from a safe distance away.
Back over to Trifecta for the last two picks. Now they needed a mid and a Hunter too. Unless they're going to go for something crazy, it'll be Morrigan in the mid.
Love it.
So why do you love it?
Love it,
double
because
Terra?
Double Terra, double Robin, double Erlang Shen. You need a Nemesis ult, we've got a Nemesis ult. You need someone there right away, I'll transform into Athena and use Defender of Olympus to get over there. This is a very, very versatile. You've got early game in the jungle for the Robin, late game for the Morrigan.
Never really thought about Morrigan's turn into Athenas and then teleporting across the map. That's actually really useful,
Yeah, very useful.
Or even the Apollo too. We might see that one day. Hoyi was the final pick. No real surprise to see Snoopy back to that. I don't think he played terribly, but there's a Nike as well, something we've not seen for a while.
No real interrupt for Trifecta. Well, if that's Erlang Shen in the solo lane, which I expect it will be, then you've got that knock-up available to stop the Rend. So look for that in the matchup. So maybe not the best choice for gatekeepers in that solo lane for MandoWarrior. A little worried about that one, honestly.
All right, well, let's see how this one plays out. Gatekeepers up 1-0 against Trifecta. Was not expecting to come into this set, expecting to see that as a standing line. Not because I think Gatekeepers are bad. I just thought Trifecta had a little bit more experience, but shows through.
The Gatekeepers definitely are here to play, and I'm really excited about the future of this squad. I agree with you. I thought Trifecta was going to take this 2-0 in two fairly close games.
Sure.
I thought we were going to come away from this saying close, but not yet for SPL Gatekeepers. Exactly.
You're going to get there, but different story.
They're already there.
Well, Gatekeepers starting this off with two Hand of the Gods, one for PainDeViande and one for MandoWarrior. Meanwhile, Trifecta don't have Hog this time on Aror. He's playing the Terror. He's gone with the Sprint. So it seems that when we do see Terrors on a team, they like to look for the double sprints, it seems.
So you have that triple sprint. Not a lot you want that shell for on the side of SPL Gatekeepers, at least in the early game. Plus sprint, so good up against that Nemesis slow.
Look at that right-hand side too right now. You can see KikiSoCheeky just right in Gatekeepers jungle saying you are not walking in here whatsoever. DayToRemeber and Akillathehun starting in mid. The jungler and the support starting in left. Okay.
Interesting.
Every single game he's like, wait, okay, okay.
Every game there's something different. Hurriwind's going to get good clear in mid, but between Grave and PainDeViande, they'll be able to strip away this red buff no problem. Didn't have to use the Hog for Pain, so this means that this purple buff almost certain to go down as well if they so choose to go with that.
And also deny from Snoopy potentially some of this jungle experience he's looking for, using the ability that, you know, Ho-Yi has, as we mentioned. And with Pain having the Hog, Snoopy realizes he can't even contest this. And so Pain gets left alone here, so sending jungler to the left-hand side, as the Solomon jungle from Trifecta will steal away at least the blue buff on the right.
Interesting, and look at what's happening for SPL GateKeepers. DayToRemeber goes mid, whereas Akillathehun goes to finish off that speed buff. Oh, looks like it was actually stolen from Trifecta, who was trying to invade us. Hurriwind has to use purification beads because of that route.
I am loving the SPL right now for the simple fact is this is not the stuff we're going to see in casual play. This is a competitive level of play where you have to have great communication. You can't walk into your average game and go, hey guys, I'm going to start as the jungler in dual lane, you're going to start in mid, support come with me, and solo, try not to lose lane. Like, You're not going to do this stuff. This is going to be just competitive play only that you're going to see most of these things happen.
Well, now that you said that, some team is going to try it.
Jean-Qui support. Game. I mean, we're going to see Jean-Qui support and Circuit support all the time now, that's for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's top tier. It got played in the SPL.
Played by EU.
It has to be good then.
For sure. All the time. Snoopy going to lane freeze here, and I like this call. Lane freezing isn't something you see too often in Smite. It's kind of tricky to do, but you can find the balance where just letting the minions kill each other, but in your range means you're getting experience, and if the minions are in your favor, as in they have more minions than you, the wave's always going to sit there and allow you to soak experience while they lose it as the minions die near you.
Cyno still on this right-hand side, going to put some pressure onto MandoWarrior's tower, but he returns good damage onto Kiki. If you're under tower and Kiki can't really commit that 72 transformations to knock up the rend from Nike, then you're going to be able to put good damage out. And a very seamless transitioning Grave back towards mid and DayToRemeber back to the dual lane. Neither missed any farm. Really well played by them.
Snoopy going to get taunted, and nice bit of pressure from DayToRemeber, but around the corner comes from Aror with a bit of support, and it's DayToRemeber in a bit of an awkward spot there as the ricochet connection. Snoopy, minions do come into play though, and you've got to respect them a little bit. Plus, the state of the game as early as it is, they're not going to get kill potential just yet, but a nice EV trade.
But with Auror's monolith, that means that it's Trifecta who have the slight advantage in terms of being able to sustain and back up. Both hunters have a health potion and a multi-potion left, so neither too concerned about the amount of poke right now.
A little bit risky, do you think, for DayToRemeber to go Aegis here over going for the beat?
I think that
I think it's personal choice, but I'm just kind of like...
No, I think I like Aegis, because you think about who's going to be ganking him. It's probably going to be Robin. Even the Terra, you can immune a lot of the damage off of the CC from Terra. And Robin, beads don't really save you against Robin. He still is able to chase you down. He's still able to find the Mystic Rush or whatever. If you can immune that initial Robin ultimate into root or Robin ultimate into one ability, then you're going to be able to probably survive. So I think Aegis is probably the better call.
Well, Trifecta did get the first blue buff of SPL GateKeepers. Now they're looking towards the speed this time round. But in mid, Cynosure is just going to full commit to Akillathehun and below half health already. Ultimate coming out from Aror to help this fight for Cynosure. And a bit of pressure coming out from Hurriwind there, who turns into the Raven and gets the kill. But it's traded out as Grave picks up Cynosure. Grave in trouble as Kiki looking to turn it into a 2-for-1 in favor of the GateKeepers.
Does it have the cooldowns though? Grave looks like he's able to escape, but needs to be careful about hanging around as Kiki continues to try and press MandoWarrior out of this fight.
Grave in a bit of a tricky spot, but the dash came up just in time. Back to the safety of his teammates, so he'll live to fight another day. Just a 1-for-1, but in the grand scheme of things, SPL GateKeepers did defend their jungle.
Aror ends up kind of dropping that kill by putting the walls in the wrong spot, but that's because Aror was thinking a step ahead. He thought that Grave would react to the 72 transformations by turning around and dashing. So Auror's planning to stop that dash with the wall stun, but because Grave just took the knockup, could have ended up in a... Oh! Snoopy, no! Don't do it to him, man! I didn't know DayToRemeber was talking poop, but he just got snooped.
I didn't know that could bounce that way off that wall.
Snoopy did.
No, he didn't.
He did, I guess.
No, he didn't.
Oh, no.
That's disgusting.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, 2-1. Snoopy gets himself a solo kill. Chat's probably spamming soloed right now, and it's like, well, yeah, I guess he was. I mean, they're not lying, but at the same time, it's pretty brutal. Poor old DayToRemeber. In my opinion, though, he stood there to continue taking a fight, which I think was a small mistake. He had the Mark of the Crow in him anyway, so Snoopy knew where he was, and he had a minion wave coming in, so small mistake from DayToRemeber. Completely punished by Snoopy. Probably the most brutal way you could imagine.
You know that blinking guy gif? That was DayToRemeber. He like stood there and got triple bounced, and then he just went, all right. I guess that happened.
I went back to pre-puberty with that call. That's what happened to me. That's all I've got to say. Like, it threw me off completely.
There isn't much that surprises us anymore, but I think that caught us both off guard.
I have seen so many things happen in these games, and like, yeah, that was definitely one of them. I think the other highlight Ho-Yi play that I can never remember is probably Zapman's triple bounce. That was pretty damn hot once upon a time when he was losing. But 2-1. And that puts Trifecta in the lead in terms of kills. They were already up a little bit of gold already, but it does cause a couple of problems for the duo lane now.
And now Snoopy's got a massive lead. I mean, he's up 2.5 levels in that duo lane. He just finished off the Devourer's Gauntlets. Love this choice. I know we talked about it a lot during the previous set with Luminosity, but rushing those Devo gloves, if you can get away with it, ends up with a much bigger power spike in the mid game whenever you finish off those boots. Just gets you to be stronger, faster. It kind of elongates your weak early game, but by the time you finish your boots, you're in such a better spot.
Well, one thing we didn't know is, while that was going on over in the duo lane, PainDeViande was actually level 4 for a while, and he did a very good job of hitting level 6 very quickly to catch up to Aror. He'd given up a lot of experience to rotate and support his teammates, but now he's trying to answer that back and stay on an even keel. We mentioned how important it is for the tanks to stay relatively even just to be able to be a front lining.
But as soon as Pain hits level 6, he's still going to be valuable because of that Defender of Olympus ultimate. Hurriwind around the back, gets taunted off of Akillathehun right in time.
But Gray's being looked at too. Hurriwind got to ult in place, and he's in a bit of danger there. The overhead kick and punches the minions wisely, so he was getting quite low there. So big attempt from Trifecta for a pick, but well defended by Gatekeepers, I'd like to say, and good turnaround of damage too.
3 ultimates in exchange for 2 ults and 2 sets of purification beads, but it also cost Hurriwind his beads, so pretty even trade between the two in the mid lane, but you can see what the idea behind this Trifecta composition is early. 1 Raven ult is really hard to deal with. 2 Raven ults is pretty much impossible to deal with.
Well, right inside you can see Kiki going very aggressive. He looked to steal away the speed, couldn't do it against Grave, but he's still trying to deny them doing the blue. He realizes how low Grave is here, and Grave's going to be relatively careful, but Bomber's Mask will help him out, or it would have if it wasn't for the fact MandoWarrior has one too.
And MandoWarrior's got that, but he's also got the Hand of the Gods, which means that it's going to be much easier to secure that blue buff. That's why Kiki decides it's not worth sticking around because of that Hog.
Grave in trouble though, and Kiki just claims his life. Gotta be careful around Kiki like that. He's not going to be scared to take a 2v1. He's probably one of the most aggressive players I've ever seen in the league, at least from this position. And
that's the thing. Whenever Grave gets more used to handling these SPL level players, you won't see that from him quite as often.
Okay. I don't think my heart going to take in a second one of those. I just saw it coming before it even happened. Red buff is being contested here. Hand of the Gods available for PainDeViande to try and defend this buff. He does so, but he's going to throw his life at the same time for that now. And now it's a potential for a Gold Fury for Trifecta, knowing that Pain is dead.
But they did commit that ultimate from Snoopy, so not quite as much damage on the objective. And with Akillathehun also holding on to that ultimate, he's gonna have a tough time being zoned away.
Grave comes in though, looking towards Snoopy, who jumps away, but dash after from Grave. Nice little route from Cynosure though, makes a bit of peel, but in comes Pain with the respawn into a taunt, forces the beat, and Snoopy's DOA. Aror now running away as fast as his little terror legs can take him, with 4 members of Gatekeepers giving chase. They have a power play chance at the Gold Fury themselves now.
Hurriwind decided to go mid and push that wave out, and Cyno's just a little bit too low to try to contest anything else, so Gold Fury pulled by SPL Gatekeepers. Hurriwind's here, but so is MandoWarrior. Hog is down for PainDeViande.
And Hurriwind has no ultimate available here. Going to stun Grave in place, but has to be careful because MandoWarrior is rotating around. Aror and Cynosure looking to contest the Gold Fury. Pain's in trouble, but the Gold Fury goes down the way of Gatekeepers. Pain is dead, and MandoWarrior with the ultimate just to try and peel for his team as Aror turns up too. It's a 1-0. Gold Fury down though, definitely in favor of Gatekeepers.
PainDeViande will trade his life for an early game Gold Fury every single day of the week. He loves calling for these early objectives, and it ends up working out. Good synergy again, and trust by Gatekeepers. Again, playing with that confidence, saying stick on this Gold Fury. Pain's going to taunt away Aror whenever the time is right, and Akillathehun drops the ultimate. Excellent synergy between them. Losing your support for that, no big deal.
Well, top 5 experience per minute. You can see it's 3 members of Trifecta up there. And MandoWarrior doing a good job on the Nike. Followed up by Akillathehun in that 5th position. It's relatively similar to what we saw last game, but it was in reverse. Gatekeepers were the ones with 3 or 4 members in the top experience game so far.
Snoopy's the one that you really have to watch out for if you're SPL Gatekeepers.
They had to last game too. This is just a bit of a different story though.
Grave has to dash away as gets rooted out by Aror. Didn't use any purification beads, but that's excellent timing for this poke because his speed buff just respawned.
And speed is up, and you can see KikiSoCheeky zoning away MandoWarrior in the right too, just to make sure they've got a bit more time to take down the speed buff. But in come the Gatekeepers looking to defend, but as we follow along with Hurriwind here, speed goes the way of Cynosure, and immediately Trifecta are like, we're out. We may see Pain dashing looking for a taunt, but not going to get there in time.
Everyone has the purification beads, at least that bought them so far for Trifecta, so wise decision to not dash in and taunt, and wouldn't have gotten them a lot. Even if they get the purification beads, probably puts Pain in a bad spot. That's always the risk when you're playing Athena. Yeah, you'll get purification beads sometimes, but a lot of times you end up dying for getting them just because a team will turn and burn.
2-on-2 on the right side as Kiki's going aggressive on his own again. They're looking for PainDeViande. MandoWarrior in a bit of trouble too, but Pain's going to fall straight away. And MandoWarrior on his own has his ultimate, so he should be doom and gloom just yet for him on that right-hand side. But in the jungle, Grave being chased down around the red buff by Snoopy and the mid lane.
Snoopy again just throwing his weight around in this duo lane. Wild Hunt, love the patience from Snoopy to wait it out. And now it's Aror who gets hit by that Nemesis ultimate.
Grave going to shield himself, and a lot of pressure there onto Aror. And actually, Hurriwind, I should say, he has to turn into Cynosure's Raven to leap away with the ultimate. Snoopy now under pressure himself. Good ricochet, and the sun's down. He's going to go back in and look for the kill of the Hun. Leaps back into his face too, but he can't get the killing blow. Cynosure will do the dirty for him. Snoopy's still in trouble though.
Hurriwind right there though, stuns out DayToRemeber. Grave into the purification beads. Hurry likely to fall, but Cyno gets Grave in response.
Yeah, he does, but still Snoopy alive on the backside too. Now pressure for DayToRemeber. Great top from PainDeViande, but the walls went clap from Aror, and so he couldn't escape anyway. Meanwhile, Snoopy can sustain back up with those Devourer's gauntlets and the lovely oracles.
Snoopy again making the play, double bouncing Akillathehun in that little tiny corridor. And Kiki's getting that solo lane tower. This is that Erlang Shen pressure. MandoWarrior just has not been able to keep pressure in that solo lane, which is really what you'd like your Nike to do. Nike's not one of those gods that you could pick into every single matchup, and Erlang Shen is not one that I'd really sign up for if I'm in that solo lane.
In my idea though, Snoopy's call to go all in on Akillathehun then was not something you'd expect to see. Normally you're looking to disengage. He stunned him out to make sure he can do it, but instead he went, you know what? I'm going to take this on. And that's trusting your team and trusting your own ability more than anything.
That's what I was about to say. Most importantly there is that he trusts his team. His team trusts him. What he says, hey, I'm going in here, even though everyone's on full retreat. Who turns around? Everyone. Instantly. Hurriwind's low. He already used the ultimate, but even he comes up and Hurriwind knows that he's worth less gold than Snoopy. So Hurry actually steps up and stuns a member there as DayToRemeber in order to get Snoopy out. Hurry knew he was dying there as soon as he went in.
Bit of a flank potentially coming around here, but that ward will spot them out. We're still in mid lane. Aror going to go aggressive. Has to get the taunt out. PainDeViande, who dashes back to safety. Now, even though we're looking at the actual kill feed right now, 9-3, gold isn't that much of a big separation as it stands. Experience isn't too far off, but it is significant. I guess it's 6,000. Obviously, it's on the carries too, which could be a problem.
Yeah, mostly on Snoopy, and not that sort of situation where it's 1,000 for each. It's a lot in the jungle for Cynosure, who's up 2.5 levels, and then a lot in the ADC role for Snoopy.
And Cynosure made a big impact in this game compared to game 1 when you looked at that Susano play. He's one of the ones that's actually showing me Raven can work when it's ahead, but that's always been the case with Raven as he goes in, misses the ult on Akillathehun, still gets some extra protections though. Ricochet this time doesn't hit from Snoopy. Good ultimate though out of Akillathehun to pressure them back once more. Hurriwind gets off on the left-hand side, and to the right, Trifecta Kiki will fall back to a failed gank attempt from Trifecta.
Good idea there from Cynosure, but just too safe. Soul in the mid lane. Disapparate gets him out of so many situations.
Yeah, a real bit of a pressure there as the purple buff going to go down too as well. Mid lane though, Kiki's pressuring onto MandoWarrior with a bit of support from Cynosure there, but it is onto a Nike, so MandoWarrior will be fine for now. Snoopy though, not going to really waste too much time apart from maybe go for this Gold Fury. There's quite a few members of Gatekeepers around here too. Bit of a standoff now.
Could be a good opportunity for Trifecta to try and force a Gold Fury because Snoopy still has that massive lead. Cynosure's got the big lead. Problem is, by going for Gold Fury, you're opening the door for SPL Gatekeepers to get back into it with those two Hand of the Gods. If either Pain or MandoWarrior is able to get into that pit, and wrench away that Gold Fury. All of a sudden, SPL GateKeepers don't worry as much about that lead that they're losing in jungle and duo.
Well, too high to the Urchins online now for Trifecta as well, so the stacks are going to start to make a bit of an impact. Aror already at 3, none just yet for Kiki. Everyone knows the standard stats in it pretty solid. Obviously, the item is more worthwhile when it gets the stacks online, so it can be more beneficial if you're ahead and get those stacks up because you're getting more kills. Oh my god, look at the damage that Grave just ate from that turtle stance from Kiki. Now the investment as well. Akillathehun's nearly dead. Ricochet available for Snoopy potentially. He has to beat an Aegis to get away from DayToRemeber. Cynosure clears up 1 and the sun's raining down means that Day will not want to remember this one. In goes Mando. The slow is good, but now he's in pressure too.
Nice stun onto him from Aror. Kiki's not going to be able to finish him off underneath that tower, but the rest of Trifecta head back towards the old enemy buff. Snoopy going to heal up off this between the Devourer's Gauntlets and the Portal and the Bumba's Mask as well. The Gold Fury ripe for the taking, even with Trifecta having all their ultimates down.
I take into account like they win the fight and then get to fall back and get a free objective because SPL GateKeepers can't do much. Pain's here though.
But it does have his hog.
The hog.
So does MandoWarrior.
But using 2 at the same time, not so sure. We'll see if Pain can get a good taunt off. Reset from Trifecta, and the burst on Pain is good. Round the back though, blinking from Grave. He'll clean up Hurriwind at least. Mando's forced out, and Grave's double dash is now down, which means, well, with the speed buff in tow, Cynosure can continue the chase, and Kiki will claim the life of the jungler from SPL GateKeepers.
We were just saying, Kiki has got no stacks on the Hide of the Urchin. Well, now he's got 4. So that was a pretty good pickup, a well-timed fight from Trifecta because the Hide of the Urchin from Pain not nearly as stacked now, but DayToRemeber does return
on his own
back,
now.
But immediately taunted in, and Sino's got that ultimate ready for him. He was there. I promise, chat. He was there, but not for long.
And now the Gold Fury is going to go down to Trifecta. Akillathehun force back to mid. Mando's trying to make a last-ditch effort, like, I couldn't get that. Not this time. Akillathehun that was trying to support, and Kiki goes in. Forces out the Disapparate. Akillathehun will survive for now, but it's 14-4, and this is like night and day between game 1 and game 2. Game 1 was all GateKeepers. Game 2, it's all Trifecta.
And Trifecta's done such a better job than they did in Game 1 of putting SPL GateKeepers, namely the players that have a little bit less experience, in bad spots. Akillathehun's 0-3. He's done a great job of farming, but hasn't been able to make that same impact so far in this game. Grave, in particular, makes one bad decision on the right-hand side and just loses all pressure because of it. And Cynosure takes that and runs with it. Where has Trifecta been on every single speed buff of Graves since that kill in the solo lane? Since Kiki knocked him down in the 2v1, every single speed buff's been contested by Trifecta.
I think the scariest thing about this league now in North America is not who's going to be the top 4, top 5. Who the heck are going to be the bottom 2? That's what I'm looking at. This is rough to try and work out who's going to be because GateKeepers came up and they're doing all right. And then you look at Mighty Storm, like, they've done all right for themselves too. There's a lot of teams in this league that are competing, and 2 are going to get dropped.
Allegiance needs to pick it up because they look like they will probably be left behind in that bottom 2 right now. And that team is way too talented to put themselves in that position.
Good route from Aror, going to force the dash out of Pain, and it's Akillathehun that ends up eating a brunt of the damage.
Cyno's going in.
Cynosure and Hurriwind comes in too. There's the ultimate. Age just going to absorb it. A good talk from Pain. Cynosure giving chase. There's still a fight in the backside, but we'll definitely see Akillathehun go down for the time being. Grave forced out, and Pain can't do much. MandoWarrior around the back looking to support, but he's going to be a little bit too late to help his teammates. Day, though, he'll get Hurriwind.
He's going to fall. Good rotation in from Day. And Sino finds another one underneath that tower. No one was looking at the level 17 Robin. No one wants to look at him because he's terrifying.
Kiki's trying to take on 2 here. With Thorns, he can definitely do that because no one's going to want to box him. Snoopy now turns up to the fight finally, mainly focused on the towers. Kiki going to tank it up once more. Good route, and Squeal Piggy squeals as DayToRemeber. But I don't think Trifecta are going to squeal anything but joy right now with how this game's going.
Hurry's just kind of been the bait so far for Trifecta. He sets it up, he gets that Dark Omen onto Akillathehun, and that ends up making him fall because of the big burst damage off that Morrigan. But the rest of the time, he's been trying to stun people and then get killed. And that's honestly been intentional a lot of the times because he is absorbing so many cooldowns that it's allowing Sino and Snoopy, who are way farther ahead than him, to just have free reign in these team fights.
SPL GateKeepers still committing to this. They recognize there's at least 3 members of Trifecta's watching this happen. But the wise call, I guess, from Trifecta, they played that very safe there. Didn't want to go and contest too much, just a pin and give it up.
They don't lose a lot for losing that portal demon because SPL GateKeepers can't come through that portal and do a whole lot. That's usually what's so scary about the portal demon is if we give this up, what can they do in the time where we have to back and walk back to the objectives that they could just back, spend, a heal, and then come out and do right away.
Kiki's in trouble on the right-hand side here, being dived onto the tier 1, but Still Kiki after all, and he is playing that Erlang Shen, but he's got 4 members around him now. Got to be a little bit careful about his choice and positioning. Reinforcements on the way from Trifecta, however, means that Gatekeepers can't continue to push.
Kiki did expend the ultimate underneath that tower, so a little bit more vulnerable, but still sitting at level 16. 5 stacks on that Hide of the Urchin and working what could be a Mystical Mail, could be a Midgardian Mail as well. Either one would work very well against the composition that SPL Gatekeepers have drafted.
Gatekeepers definitely not out of the game as it stands, but they're not doing well in the team fights. As we see the ultimate going up from Aror there across the map, it's because they're diving the backside, and it's Akillathehun once again the focus. Grave will follow up on that as Kiki gets another kill. Hurriwind pushing out PainDeViande on the left to make sure he's not involved, and MandoWarrior just trying to do Nike things under the tower. Survive. DayToRemeber around the back, but he's on his own. The carry tries to make an impact. The only impact he's going to make is going back to the base with the rest of his team, unfortunately, and now Fire Giant's exposed.
Good choice by Hurriwind with the Nemesis there. Just strip away those protections. Big chunk of damage onto DayToRemeber. Just bad pathing from Day. I don't know what he thought he was going to be able to do in that situation. And this is what you do against the inexperienced teams. You shove them up against the wall and you make them respond quickly. And SPL Gatekeepers, without that momentum, haven't been able to do it so far this game. And for me, PainDeViande's played well on this Athena. He's the same level as Aror. He's 2-4-3. He's been a part of every single kill for SPL Gatekeepers so far this game. But he's not on the Ganesha, and whether that's affected the call speed or not, it's at least put SPL Gatekeepers in a different position. You at least change up their comfort zone and make them pick other things. He hasn't been able to protect Akillathehun very well, and a lot of that is because of Trifecta's composition makes it impossible to protect a mage when you're getting double Robin ulted or Robin Terra ulted. It's very difficult to survive for these mages, but Trifecta's adjustment in this game has been very good.
Yeah, and they're legit taking out the magical damage dealers from SPL all game. Akillathehun is 0-5-1. I wouldn't say he's been out of position too much. He's just not had a chance. And even with Disapparate, Aegis, and Beat, he still can't survive the amount of all-ins that Trifecta keep doing to him, first of all, before the fights even start.
You could have a million relics, but against an 8-1-9 Robin, who's 4 levels up on you, there is no living as a mage. He just kills mages too well.
And now the root comes out. He's going to try and ult away. But he won't be able to in time. The rest of SPL Gatekeepers have to fall back to the tier 2 tower. They're looking to try and defend a tier 2 here. I'm not so sure in a 4v5.
Hindu, you know what I just realized?
What?
Ron was completely right on the desk. This is the worst.
Well, the meme machines, you know, they're not just memes, I guess, after all. There's the ult from Aror. Hurriwind hanging around the back. Cynosure committing to DayToRemeber. And the piggies are going to come out for a second, but completely ignored by the whole of Trifecta. Mando can't do much to help him out there, so DayToRemeber gets the kill as Kiki picks up Akillathehun in mid. Graves just trying to deal with Hurriwind on this right-hand side. MandoWarrior just keeping Hurriwind busy, but Trifecta still taking towers. Tier 2 will fall. Snoopy can now look for the Phoenix.
Grave and Hurriwind kind of backing next to each other, but neither realized it.
And who?
Hurriwind.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I heard Hurriwind.
No, I said Hurriwind.
I mean, you know.
No one would have noticed, Hindu. Come on.
I heard it and I was like, wait, what did you just say? Did you say Hurriwind? Well, now the fight's still going on under the Phoenix. PainDeViande in a bit of trouble. He needs a Hurriwind to rescue him right now. Graves not going to be the one to do that. Neither's MandoWarrior. He's going to fall back too. And now Trifecta can fall towards tier 2 for some extra gold.
Like they need it. I mean, they're up by 1 million right now. About 15,000 and some power items already completed on the side of Trifecta. They're going to be able to back and buy probably an entire item with how long this siege has been going on. They got tier 2 in left, they got Phoenix in left, 4 kills in total. Now another tier 2 in the mid lane. And they would go for Portal Demon or Fire Giant, but they're both respawning from the last time the Trifecta got fire. So they'll be able to back and make this next siege even more potent.
Well, Cynosure's trying to back, and then he's like, what, you want to fight? I'll go again. I'm only level 19. I mean, I could go back and buy, but, you know, my optimization's looking pretty good. Portal Demon's coming up. 2 speed buffs are coming up too shortly as well, and guarantee you Cynosure will want at least one of those. SPL Gatekeepers defensively right now, they're in a bit of a tricky spot. I will say that Clear's not bad for defense with a Sol and a Kernanos. And we mentioned Kernanos there for the exact reason. We've seen what can happen with defense in the Kernanos before, but can they do it this time?
I mean, you did the last. You were there for the last WoWy defense, so maybe you can kind of give that power to DayToRemeber.
Let's hope. Let's hope and see if they can get back into this one. Because it's always fun to see teams fall behind, but then find a way back into it. We see it a little bit more often than we used to. That's for sure. At this stage, though, very tricky.
This is a tall mountain to climb for SPL Gatekeepers, no doubt about it. But They do have an excellent late game composition between the Nemesis, the Soul, and the Kernanos in the later stages. Plus that Nike passive will get there eventually if they can get 5 more kills in a couple levels.
This is GateKeepers trying to just find a pick. That's what they're after. They're running round the backside trying to find someone. They're looking at Snoopy now, who's had to use his leap to get away, and his beads are down, but Aegis will absorb a lot of this damage as MandoWarrior jumps in. Still, Snoopy will live as Cynosure's like, you commit on my boy? I'll take 2 of you out on my own. And here comes the rest of Trifecta.
Perfect pin from Kiki. Cyno gets another one in the mid lane. MandoWarrior on the run. He's going to be able to jump up over the wall, but Snoopy's right behind him.
MandoWarrior still running and still chasing is Snoopy for the time being. Kiki's going to cut off the option. So Mando's going to leave him on a merry goose chase. And I don't mind doing this because it just keeps people busy. The greedy people end up like giving up free time that they could be getting Phoenixes. It's only Aror that's going to fall for it, but then again, Aror would like a couple of kills, you know.
Yeah,
Pad those stats.
1-0 and 15.
Can we watch Aror?
2-0 and 15.
I mean, we're going to watch PainDeViande. I'd rather watch Aror chase down MandoWarrior, to be honest. We knew that was going to happen. Mando's still dying. Go on, Aror. You can do it.
Solo him. Does Aror have Mystical Mail, or is oh no, that's MandoWarrior who has
MandoWarrior. Meanwhile, you're not missing anything on the map, so don't worry. You can just keep watching this for a minute.
Root's going to hit. Aror with those slowing autos. Absolutely, that's my job.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a caster.
God, I wish you were good at it.
Me too.
Punch him! Punch him! Ah, get outplayed, Aror! Get outplayed!
Not even.
See, this is what you do. You just lead him on a merry goose chase and it's just keeping him busy. I mean, I know the rest of the team's taking Phoenixes and Fire Giants, but what are you going to do? Like, at least you're keeping someone busy, right?
Typical ADC. The support does all the work,
so angry.
gets him solo,
Aror's
and then
so
Snoopy shows up like, man, I'm the star. Thanks for the kill. 4 kills for me. I'm sick. Where Aror is the one who did all the work.
I do want to point out, though, that was only MandoWarrior's first death. Like, just to be clear, like, everybody else in the team has died quite a few times. Mando's done a very good job this game again. I thought his Game 1 performance, probably the best on SPL GateKeepers, probably would get overlooked with that performance too, especially with the likes of the Camazotz, played by Graves, doing so well. But I think he had a great game. In this game, I don't think he's done too much wrong. I think that's more down to the God selection.
Yeah, just the pick for me.
The impact.
The pick for me just did not make sense up against Erlang Shen. Nike is one of the best warriors. I truly think that. She brings a lot to a team composition. She's super safe. She's got good poke, does good damage in the middle of the team fight, baits herself really well. That passive is insane. Always has been, always will be. But in a matchup where Ren gets interrupted, it does get really tough in order to get pressure on that side of the map. It's not one of those one-size-fits-all picks.
Well, GateKeepers will get the Phoenix to respawn on the left-hand side, but they're going to lose a tier 2 tower on the right, and now they've got 3 Phoenixes left to defend. One that's still currently down, I should say, in the mid lane. Fire Minion's going to start pouring in there, so it means that Trifecta can group on this right if they so choose, and that's what they're seemingly looking to do.
The first one in is Cynosure with the blink, and he already took care of DayToRemeber and Akillathehun on the backside. Hurriwind's going to find Grave, who tried to return the favor, but Trifecta just running through the GateKeepers. 31 kills in 28 minutes.
Fantastic performance from both these two teams today. Like I said, day and night from Game 1 to Game 2 for both of them. SPL GateKeepers tore into Trifecta in Game 1. And then for me, this game all started with that Snoopy ricochet. It wasn't the be-all and end-all of the game, but from that moment on, Trifecta just ran away with this one. And we'll take the game and make it a 1-1.
And that's a big point there for Trifecta, because as we mentioned, they lost that set up against the United 2-0 because Snoopy was missing. Not entirely, but that was certainly a contributing factor. And so you just don't have as many points as Trifecta probably thought they would at this stage of the season. So they drop one game there. They were probably counting on getting 3, but getting 1 is still important for them because NA is going to be really, really close as we wrap up the fall split.
Well, you said you're a caster. Cast this play. Let's have a little look.
Well, you're a caster too.
No, you can cast this one. Go on.
No, I don't want to. I've got a cough
Talk me through what Snoopy's thought process is here.
Okay, I've got my mark, and yeah, he's somewhere. I can see him with the mark, and oh, I killed him. I'm really good.
Notice the jump for joy, by the way. Can we just notice the jump for joy? The one thing that hunters generally do, and all players do, when something crazy happens, they'll have a reaction in some way. Sometimes they stand still, and he's like, "I'll jump." Woo!
That's like the Anchorman, like pose in the air, like
painful, painful situation there. But that's what happens in Smite. Happens sometimes.
That's Hu-Yi for you. I mean, you can make all the calculated plays.
You see raw snipes and tough snipes and things like that always go down, you know? Happens.
And remember, he does have vision of where DayToRemeber is because of the mark, so it's not completely random. There was skill in there.
Okay.
Well, skill in there.
3 sets down, still 2 more to come today. We'll be back after the break with the final set of the day, but then we've got the postponed one. Be right back.